What's up guys, this is Anthony, and the next review I want to do is the Figuarts SDCC exclusive Dragon Ball Z Goku, or Gohan, of course I say it wrong. Gohan, this is not Goku, very big difference. Main difference of course is the size, because really that's the only main difference. Of course that's just sarcasm. 5 inches tall to the top of the hair, very small figure, 4.5 to the top of the head. But it's scaled appropriately, so I'm fine with it being a smaller figure. Of course, the main difference between this and the standard release of Gohan is the color scheme. I say main difference because it's not technically the only one. The color scheme on this is much darker. He's got the heavier shading, a little bit more cartoon accurate. And now for the other difference, which is not a good thing. I'm going to go right to it right off the bat. The arm pops out really, really easily. If you try to turn the bicep or pose the elbow at all, this arm pops right off. It's normally even easier to come out than that, but I put some glue on there to try to fix it. Didn't work, and I'll tell you why it doesn't work. Because this peg right here, the one that you would think you need to glue, that actually goes through the bicep and into the shoulder, and that makes it problematic. So if you're going to fix this, you have to connect this part here to the insides of the bicep and ignore the peg altogether, because the peg doesn't do you any good. So I have to go fix that now. I didn't want to fix it all the way before the review because then I wouldn't be able to show you. So that's the problem. That's a big difference between this one and the standard release. Even though it's the same mold, this one's got a factory defect. They're almost all like that. I've had 2 now. They both had the same problem. Let's move on and actually get into the review. This guy's got a lot of interchangeable parts. First thing I want to talk about is he's got the standard casual Super Saiyan hair, and he's got the angry Super Saiyan hair. Those heads are separate. He's got the 2 heads, and then of course the hair pops off on each of them for you to change out the faces. So the face comes off from there and you put the hair back on. Each one has the same process. There goes the cat. So we've got the happy face on this one right now. We've got the teeth showing angry face on this one. He's got 4 other faces, so 6 faces in total. The yelling face with the eyes up to the side, the kind of solemn face with the eyes up to the side, the completely blank face, there goes the cat up to the ceiling, and the grinning face. So 6 different faces in total. I don't know if the camera's showing you that, if it's too bright. I might have to adjust that. Either way, he's got 6 faces, 2 sets of hair, 2 heads actually, so lots of stuff going on there. While I have the head off, I'll show you this. He comes with his Piccolo style cape, nicely shaded, nicely sculpted. You just pop the head off to put it on, slide it on over everything else, and put the head back on. So like that. And there you go. It does limit the arm articulation a little bit, especially that one. But you can still pose them a little bit, so it's not too bad, and it looks really cool, so that's a nice accessory to have. Need to take that off though so we can talk about the articulation. But before that, let's talk about the hands. He's got the 2 fist hands, which you would expect. Then he also has 2 open hands, like that, and 2 of these kind of hands right there. So lots of interchangeable parts and accessories. The head is on a ball disc, so the disc moves like that, and then this part spins around, and technically that's a ball peg, so the head can move on top of that as well. The neck is articulated, but this is one of the ones where it doesn't really give you a whole lot. It gives you a little bit of forward and back, but not too much. The shoulders are on a ball peg inside, so they move like that, and then the ball disc in the actual shoulder moves independently, so plenty of range of motion there. This is posable here, so that can hide the shoulder joint as needed based on however you pose it. It can help a little bit. This does pop off on the right side a little bit for the SDCC exclusive one as well, so it's another kind of defect. Not too bad though. Bicep swivel, they're very tight on the Comic-Con one, so be careful. So he's got the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, ball disc wrists, double ball peg torso, great range of motion, super articulated, Great range of motion in the hips as well. The ball pegs have a hinge on them that lets the leg extend so you can get extra articulation out of it, which is really effective, so I like that. Then you have the ball pegs of the socket. The leg moves around on the ball socket, and then it also rotates like that. Great range of motion in the hips. Double jointed knees. They're kind of ugly, but they're still effective, so I'm okay with it. Then the feet are on ball pegs. Double ball pegs, actually. This moves around. So they're kind of limited in the ankle articulation, but it's enough, I think, and they do have the toe joint. So great range of motion overall. Sculpt is great. Paintwork on these guys is good. Like I said, it's a little bit darker, a little heavier on the shading. Only real problem is this arm. So if you're not willing to fix that or to live with it, then get the standard release, even though it costs a lot more and looks different. But I prefer this one, even with its flaws. I do recommend it, even though it has those flaws, but that's definitely going to be your call. So now you know everything you need to know about the figure. Make the decision based on that, and look out for some more Dragon Ball Z reviews coming in the near future. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep collecting.